Welcome to episode 6 of the Laced Up Show. This is the #1 show all about sneakers and sneaker news. I'm your host, Chase, with my co-host today, Landon. And today we have another jam-packed episode with you today, but we're just actually going to get right into it. So Adidas is dropping their very first NFT today. So on December 17th or today, Adidas will be releasing their first NFT project. This is a limited edition digital collection that offers their holders exclusive collaborative physical merchandise as well as some ongoing digital utilities. So if you haven't heard, Adidas has jumped into the metaverse in a big way by purchasing one of the Bored Ape NFTs for $156,000. But a little more information about that is that they haven't released any times on when the NFT is going to release, the Adidas NFT, but there will be a total of 30,000 NFTs in the collection. 20,000 of them are going to be reserved for early access, and a minimum of around 10,000 are going to be reserved for general sale. But before you get too interested on buying one of these NFTs, they are going for the single price of one NFT will cost you 0.2 Ethereum, which right now today is worth about $800. So in total, Adidas is going to be grossing about a whopping $24 million from this drop. So Landon, are you thinking about buying one? What's your thoughts on the whole NFT thing? Do you see any interest in this, or what are your overall thoughts?
I am only interested through you because I can see how interesting it is to you, and I know you're smart. So I mean, obviously, there's something going on here with the NFTs. What does the NFT stand for again?
It's non-fungible token.
Non-fungible. I like the middle word. Fungible is a fun word. NFTs, they seem pretty sweet. I don't know. I mean, I like how they're giving you some. I don't want to say like extra incentives, but you get physical stuff along with
right.
it. You said it's kind of like married the two, like you get physical stuff and digital stuff whenever you're talking about NFTs. Is that kind of the whole purpose of it?
So how it works is basically it's kind of like buying a ticket, and then that ticket gives you access to stuff. So just like if you're going to buy a ticket to an event, this specific ticket will get you like backstage passes, stuff like that. So it's kind of like that, but now it's included where, we'll be able to.
What does the NFT look like whenever you get it?
I don't know. So it does come with like a photo or usually a GIF or something like that to like kind of display the NFT, but there hasn't been really anything what it's going to look like yet. So it's going to be interesting, but
I want to see. I'd be interested to see what it is whenever you get it in your physical possession. Because once you buy it from them, then what do you do with it? Like whenever it comes to like physical shoes, I mean, there's just only two options: you wear them, you sell them.
Right.
Like this NFT,
can't wear it.
You can't wear it. I noticed that. That's what's got me on the fence about it.
That's off the mark.
I pay $800 for a shoe that I can wear. We're paying $800 for something that is going to be just virtual, essentially.
So it does come with some. They already said they're going to release at least 4 special products exclusive for NFT holders, where it's going to be like a tracksuit, a cool hoodie, and then I can't remember what the third one is.
Is that like complimentary, or you get access to buy it?
No. It's gonna be no cost.
That's a big difference.
Yeah,
that's a big difference for me already, right there. Not like I maybe am going to necessarily.
It's almost like a pre-sale.
Yeah, but I think that's.
You get
cool
like 4 things. Each thing's about like $200.
That's.
I mean, $200 for a beanie, though. I mean, I don't know.
Wait a second. I'll just say I highly doubt they're gonna give you your money back in product value.
They might.
How do you make money? What's the point of dropping an $800 NFT if you get $800 worth of product?
I doubt they're gonna spend $800 on it, but. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm personally super excited about this NFT thing. I've been talking to Landon today, and we are going to be going for one. So whenever we do hear out more information about it, when it's going to go live or anything, we will probably actually film this live as we purchase it, see what the whole experience is, and just kind of document the process, so for people that weren't able to get one of them. So I'm pretty excited, but
I mean, it should be something really cool because. Yeah. You do get the whole new experience. It's like a whole new
This is the very first of the first. Yeah, this is like the gateways. This is who knows what's gonna happen now after this.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a really fun thing to look at, and like I'm more physical. I don't know why it is, but I can't wrap my mind around like the digital purpose, other than giving you these free tracksuits. But the thing is, if it's gonna give you some of these tracksuits that obviously one you don't really have a say in, like it's gonna be based off of them, so you don't get to choose if you want to go for it or not. Like it's probably just gonna be for you, kind of predetermined. So like it's not even like going for a drop or like I want it because like there's some shoes.
Oh
that I
no,
just
it's
don't
like an
like those,
exclusive
or I don't want
access that's guaranteed. You remember like the golden ticket that they did with Adidas?
right.
Right. It's basically kind of it's gonna be
So you think it'll
similar to
end up
that.
being like the NFT will get you a golden ticket to a few guaranteed drops, so you don't have to go
For
for
sure.
One. You think so?
Yeah.
So like
Oh, like
some
Yeezys?
like
I'm for
Yeezy,
sure.
some,
I'm
some, like
betting.
random. You think it's
Yeah.
gonna be random though? Like oh every NFT holder gets 4 drops that you randomly assign to. Like say you get assigned to like the Yeezy 500 high, some like garbage shoe.
I mean,
some garbage shoe,
but
and then you got some.
I don't know. I
then-
mean, hopefully not. But I feel like Adidas is gonna if since this is their first, they're gonna do something special with it as well on top of, just giving you the 4 free things. But I don't know.
There's a lot you can do with it. I mean, it's gonna be.
There's a lot of unknown
There's a
for sure.
there's a lot of. You imagine how I feel.
Yeah.
There's like only unknown. There's not a lot of unknown. There's only unknown over here. I promise that.
But moving on, Lennon, what we got next?
All right, so we got 100 pairs of the Air Jordan 8 Oregon Ducks PE are being auctioned off, and the earnings will go towards paying the players on the football team. So, for the first time ever, student athletes at the University of Oregon will be allowed to turn the cultural cachet of their exclusive sneakers into actual currency. So, this week, 100 pairs of the new Oregon Ducks version for the Air Jordan 8 tied to the school's football team went up for auction. The auctions are facilitated by a sneaker resale platform StockX in partnership with Division Street, an agency established this year to work with the Oregon student athletes on NIL deals. So, I mean, all this is like I was reading this. I think this is crazy because like I kind of seen the news about it, but like all the money so basically you got 100 pairs that are going to be auctioned off on StockX. It's like a 2-day auction. It already happened. It was like the 13th to the 15th. So the football team, they still get their pairs of shoes, but they created an extra 100 pairs of shoes.
Oh, wait, they created them extra?
An extra. So the football team still got their pairs, and then they made 100 other pairs of the football team.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Specific football team color shoe. And then they're selling them on StockX, but this is like the cool part about it, or like I guess it's like the newness about it of this whole type of thing. So like I said, they're with Division Street, who actually partnered with StockX for this release, and that company has like Oregon alumni donors and stuff like that, and a lot of them worked with Nike. So like there's like a pretty close partnership there. But the way that this works is you still can't. What was it? I have it on here. Like, so you still have to like walk a really fine line because, this deal is done through Division Street. It's not like you get the 100 pairs, you put them up on StockX, you sell it, the money comes into your account and you just kind of divvy it up.
Right.
Like, that's why they had to go through StockX because the money will go to Division Street.
Right. And the Division
Division Street will kind of
divide
allocate
it.
the money because there's still like a law that states them. I think I have it written down in here. Like an item received for participation in intercollegiate athletes may not be sold or exchanged or assigned for another item of value. So like if you get something for participation, which is just what you're getting as like the shoe for being on the football team, you can't sell that.
Right.
But if you create extras and have it sold through a brand
and wasn't even given to you,
so all the money goes into the brand, and then all the money from the sale is just going to be split up evenly throughout the team. That's a new way. That's a new way to
I don't
pay
know.
players
I don't like this. This is kind of weird. This is like almost an exploitation from Oregon Ducks and, this Division Street. Like personally, like who else can do this? Like this doesn't make any sense. This is almost closer to Nike just making 100 pairs and then just profiting it off of it.
Well, first off, Nike and Oregon are both not involved.
Okay, but
they're not directly involved.
Okay, but Nike had to make the 100 pairs.
That's it. That's the weird part about it because it's like,
what do you mean?
It almost falls in line with the stuff I would talk about. Like if you're famous, you can sign anything and sell it and make money off it. You can buy a pack of paper, a printer paper, and write your signature on it and sell them all for $10.
Right.
Like you're Oregon, and apparently you got this Division Street brand who has a bunch of like very prominent Oregon alumni who work directly with Nike. Some like ex Nike executives are on the board,
Right.
along with like a bunch of Oregon people. So it's like, who other than Oregon really gets to do this other than Oregon?
Right.
So
That's
it's
what
like,
I'm saying.
almost
Like this is I don't know. This is not.
It's paying the whole team just based on
It's
like,
right, but like
it'll be
it's
added
good.
money too. I mean, I don't even know what each pair
Okay,
ended up
here's the
selling
thing.
for.
Who knows how much the Oregon team is actually going to get? You think it's going to get 100%?
That's
no
what it literally says.
way.
That like all of the money
I doubt
is going to be set aside. And I missed this point, but I guess it's ranging from sizes 6 to 17 is the last point that I wanted to get in there. But
Right.
I mean, 100 pairs. I want to say like
I just don't understand how
like
they pulled this off.
maybe, but like shoes, like I don't want to say shoe value's down, but like shoes aren't really going for as much. It seems like so. I wonder like what they were even going for, like
Well,
how
Oregon
much money they were going for whenever they did sell. Like how much return are you really gonna get back? Are we talking like a couple $100? Or are we talking like
off each
player
pair?
gets thousands?
Oh.
No. Like whenever you average it out, because it does say it was split up evenly. It
I
wasn't
don't
like
know.
quarterback gets 50%.
Right. I mean,
you
I guess
get
it just depends on how. Do you know what they sold for or anything?
I don't. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't actually know what
So,
they sold for.
Let's
but
assume they all sold for like. Well, who knows what they even were? They
whenever
went
I
up for
was reading the
auction,
article,
right?
They were saying it's gonna sell for around 1,000 probably.
1,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Okay, so they made what is it?
100,000.
Yeah, 100.
100,000. But you're
grand.
talking about how many football players?
There's
have
like
a lot of-
100 people on the team, so each person gets $1,000.
I mean, shoot, I'd take $1,000. But it's not like even like a salary. Like you see people signing for millions.
Oh yeah,
We're
on
talking like
NILs, like
Who was that offensive line team that just signed like a deal with some like barbecue place where all the offensive linemen get paid like $50,000?
that's sick.
Like
I haven't heard
it's
about
something
it.
like stupid.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
though.
but like there's all these like random
Yeah.
things like just popping up.
I
I
don't
just
know.
thought this was an interesting.
It's an
one because
interesting article. I
it's
don't
the first
know.
one I've seen done this way.
It's weird. It's kind of shady though. Like I don't understand why they, like.
It's a cool concept because typically you can't get your hands on this stuff because
Right.
you can't sell it.
True.
If you get it on the team. So you get like, I'm a huge Oregon Ducks fan. I would kill to have the same shoe
Right.
as a football player on the team, I guess, type of like connectivity from fan
Yeah.
to really within
I mean,
the
it's a
locker
good.
room.
I mean, for a consumer standpoint, like it makes sense. Like if you are a huge Oregon Ducks
Sneaker
fan
collector, too.
or
There's 100
collector,
pairs.
yeah.
100
Yeah.
pairs will be available.
No, it's
You
cool,
look
but
at that.
it's just weird, like how
It's
this
very weird.
happened.
Mhm.
Like how is Nike not involved? It's not like
Nike
Nike.
isn't involved and neither is Oregon.
I
That's
think
like
I think Nike
they don't wanna
doesn't
be.
want to
No,
be
no, no, no.
involved. They made them, but they're like, hey, you can do whatever you want with them, and then Oregon doesn't want to be tied to it too. But Nike being, hey, I don't want to be a part of it, kind of brings up some red flags for me. So I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I don't know what is going on. This is almost like the most public backdoor I've ever seen.
That's actually kind of a good way to put it. Is like a back
Exactly.
But that's what I mean. It's like it's only 100 pairs. It's only for like what other football team is gonna be able to do this?
Well,
There's like maybe a couple. There's probably a couple, but like
maybe a few.
we're talking about brands that like are even like specifically Jordan brand. Like I'm thinking
We got like Florida's Jordan.
Florida's Jordan. I think
They have some PEs
Georgetown.
too.
Georgetown is Jordan. You got North Carolina.
Right.
Imagine North Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. So
that'd be nice.
here's the thing. Okay, because Oregon did this, right? Does this diminish like Oregon's collaborative PE value from here on out, knowing that they're basically can backdoor any pairs whenever they want, even though they haven't yet? They've only done it with this pair.
I don't know. I mean, there's not.
Does
a
it make
lot.
it that special?
No, but well, first off, Oregon is a really like just in general, Oregon is a very high quality.
Oh yeah.
Like as far as like their products and stuff like that. Like they have the nicest jerseys.
Oh, they
the
have
slickest
to.
helmets,
Yeah.
like all the really nice gear and stuff like that. So it makes sense that it would be Oregon. I don't know how many other schools you could really, do this with, where it's
Right.
gonna be like still super, super.
Well, you almost
high
have to
tier.
though. Like for this not to be like shady, almost any single Jordan school / Nike school should be able to do this. That gets any exclusive. Then it's like, okay, maybe Nike had some.
But then you still have to like you can't just choose to do it because it can't be your pairs. You have to have extra pairs made for you.
If all right, so you're on Oregon, you got the $1,000, but now you're on Florida, and you're like, I got some exclusives.
What's
Why?
the thing? They're not all gonna sell for the same. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like the 100 pairs of organs, say we'll just try and make it. So I literally don't know what they sold for. So we're gonna say $1,000.
Right.
So you got 100,000, then all of the Florida exclusives sell for.
But what if they don't?
Sell for 500.
What if it's only
and
Oregon?
Now you got 50,000 versus 100,000, and now you're getting $500 compared to 1,000, or say they sold for even more than that. I mean, is that going to create more diversion?
So you think that they're going to expand into different schools? So you think there's going to be
I
Florida and UNC and Georgetown?
I don't know. I don't think so.
See,
I really don't.
It's even weird. It's like even more weird. Like why this even happened? I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Hopefully they don't do any more of this. This is kind of just red flags all over the place for me. But moving on. Back to the NFT space, Nike came out and they publicly announced that they have bought a virtual shoe company that makes NFTs and sneakers for the metaverse. So Nike has announced that they have acquired the RTFKT Studios, which they call themselves a leading brand that leverages cutting-edge innovation to deliver the next generation collectibles that merge culture and gaming. So in February, RTFKT claims that in February, a collaboration with a teenage artist called Futurecraft were able to sell real sneakers paired with virtual ones, and they were managed to sell about 600 pairs, real sneakers / NFTs in about 6 minutes, netting over $3.1 million. So it looks like Nike is gearing up to sell some digital sneakers. So Landon, what are your thoughts? Now hearing that Adidas is launching their NFT, Nike has bought this company. Are you preparing yourself to buy a digital Jordan 1 high in person and also in the metaverse?
I am honestly just more surprised that Adidas is dropping their NFT first. How did that
They came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's never are we ever talking about really Adidas.
No, I thought Nike was going to move the fastest.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure even maybe not a month ago, but around that time we were talking about their connection with Roblox and their getting into the metaverse type stuff.
Fortnite.
And then all of a sudden Adidas is like, well, let's just do it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna drop this thing and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
was shocked.
To Adidas, but this is interesting. I mean, I actually saw this. I did see this article. I didn't really know about the specifics because I knew you were going to cover it. But 600 pairs in 6 minutes. I mean, these things sell out just like their sneakers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like.
Well, it is sneakers. It was both.
That's right. You said it's
both.
A combination of 600 sneakers. What was the pair? Do you know what the pair of shoes was?
What they looked like?
Yeah.
I think if you click on the article real quick,
it
should show you what they look like.
Yeah. I do actually. Yeah, I see them. So I mean, it's definitely so Few Wishes is who they're going to be collaborating with in February. And what's that supposed to?
They did. No, this was last February.
February.
2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they have. I mean, they've really kind of.
So they proved
toyed
themselves
around with it.
Yeah.
So
now they've actually done it with a launch. I think Nike was like, all right, they did it. It worked. They profited $3.1 million. Let's go acquire them.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
Right. Because now we want to do it with Nike and a Jordan.
No, that's cool. I mean, you see. I before we started doing all these research and stuff like that, you didn't realize all the different acquiring and how stuff is going on in the world. Like eBay's taking acquiring SneakerCon, Nike's acquiring this, all these different.
Yeah, they're making moves,
making all these major moves, man. What are you gonna do? Everyone's trying to get into the digital game, and I'm just like, really? Do we need to go there? Apparently we do.
It's the next goal. Hey, you got to be ready because it's coming with or without you.
You can't get left behind.
No,
you can't get left behind. That's where I feel like I'm gonna end up with this. But at least I got you here. So, I mean, what else you got?
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm excited.
A little bit more.
I'm excited. I want to see the next Nike NFT. It's got to be around the corner since Adidas beat them to it. So, but moving on, Landon, what we got next?
All right. So our next article is going to be the Adidas Dame 8 is releasing soon. So originally teased by Portland Trailblazers guard back in August, Damian Lillard and Adidas Basketball are officially set to launch his 8th signature sneaker. So it's going to be the Dame 8, and Adidas has the Dame 8's brand first basketball shoe that's going to be equipped with 50% recycled materials. Some other notable details include Light Strike replaced the Bounce Pro foam in the midsole while having a slightly modified outsole from the Dame 7. So, I mean, I have to go here first because, the Dame 7s are best
by
YouTube
far.
review
Video.
just based off of views ever. So I know you already have some suspicions, like, oh, how are we gonna follow up because if you guys don't know, I mean, our YouTube channel, it's growing, but the Dame 7 got like 30 something thousand views.
Yeah, it's around 30, probably
Which is
35
good
now.
for us. That's really good for our page. So it's like it's just done super well. So I mean, it does look like the retail price is going to be 120, which is around the same line, the same price that this like line bounced around at. Like some shoes were 110, some were 120. So we'll see kind of where that falls. But this shoe is actually special to him because it's supposed to reflect a boxer's mindset to work hard every day. Put in the extra hours. And I think the design's pretty clean. I actually, I think they did a good job on Dame's like just overall creation of the shoe. But what do you think about these?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the photos, it looks like they really increased the midsole. It's like almost at an incline
build it
now.
up a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
more
it's significantly thicker, at least in the back. I'm interested to see what that midsole, that bounce pro foam compared to Light Strike.
How it'll feel.
Yeah, if it's gonna be if it's gonna be softer or not. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, it seems like Dame 7s were a really popular shoe. Just based off of our YouTube video. So I don't know if the entire Dame line is, or it's just a lot of people that are interested in it. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm sure we're gonna get them in. And
yeah, I mean, they're supposed to come out like pretty soon. I know that like they've already shown a bunch of colorways. So I mean, if it doesn't drop this year, it'll probably be like we're talking January, February at the latest. I actually haven't really seen him play much this year, so I don't even know if he's actually
been leaking them
yet.
Yeah,
he probably has been playing in them because like he teased him like 3 months ago. Like 3 months ago, we played in some like alumni game in them or something like that. And I'm like, oh, the Dame 8s are coming. And it's like nothing for like 3 months. And then now this design just came out. So just overall, I think it's going to be a pretty sweet shoe. I do like his line. Super affordable, so an easy shoe to kind of test out. So.
Right? Yeah, it's super popular, and it's like it's not like it's pretty budget friendly. But I am kind of interested to see if it is actually 50% recycled material, because we've seen shoes that come in from Adidas, and it's like a portion of the shoe, the way they line it up, it's like they say, oh, it's made out of recycled material, but then it's like
Nike does that too.
A portion of the shoe is 25% of that percentage is recycled materials, and then you're like, well, is it more like 4 or 5%? I don't know. So if they actually do 50% recycled, I'd be pretty impressed by Adidas. But moving on, we actually have a great article. Adidas is actually bringing back Kobe's old shoe line. So if you guys don't know, Kobe Bryant actually started out his career wearing Adidas sneakers, and even though he did get his own signature shoe with the brand, they weren't really received well. So fast forward, Kobe then eventually signed with Nike, and ever since then has been with them until his tragic passing. And I'm sure you guys have heard that Nike will not be producing any more Kobes. So with that being said, Adidas has announced that they are coming back with the Adidas Eqt Elevation, which Kobe wore during the 1997 dunk contest. So these are going to be releasing in that purple and gold accents, or better known as those, Laker colors. But now the shoe hasn't really gotten a release date yet, but it should probably be sometime in 2022. So Landon, what are your thoughts on Adidas bringing back this pair, or kind of redoing Kobe's old shoe line?
Yeah, that's interesting because they're doing the same thing with D Rose. It's like all kind of retooling. It's like they go. This is such a funky design.
Model.
It's so weird because this is exactly what the shoe scene looked like whenever Kobe came into the NBA. Like this is what it was. It wasn't like the sleek looking stuff and all. I mean. It's very unique. Like, I got some like Reebok, like Shaq Reebok shoes that almost follow this. Like it's just like, what were they doing? You can tell that the development and like the cutting down to make shoes, look a lot more slim and stuff like that has gotten a lot better.
Oh yeah,
but
from the 90s, yeah.
This is cool though. I mean, that's what you said, the 1997 dunk contest. So I mean, that's so long ago. I wonder what that shoe would have felt like to play in, just comparatively to all the new technology. I can't imagine it's a very light shoe whenever it was like in that state right there.
Oh, there's no way.
Like it had to be.
No way.
And these guys are out there just springing around, just jamming the ball. I think that just shows how good at athletes and stuff they are. That none of that stuff is obviously going to hold them down. But no, it'll be cool. I think this is a really cool design. What do you think about the look of this shoe? Surely you don't like it.
Well, I mean, knowing that it was back in the 90s when it was probably designed and iterated and developed, like,
you have to factor that in.
Yeah, it's definitely a 90s looking shoe. So what I'm more curious about is not the looks of it, but are they going to market this as a casual retro, kind of like, hey, just wear it to represent Kobe and the Lakers, or is this like, hey, you should wear this to your next, basketball game? Like, is it performance made?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion,
I doubt it.
actually, in my opinion, it probably is made for performance. But
Back in the
I would
'90s
never,
or now?
now.
Oh,
Now
I
it
don't
probably
know.
is. Back then, it probably wasn't.
So we're cracking a shoe review on these.
We might have to.
Oh.
We were supposed to do that with the D Rose 1.5. I don't even know what happened to those. I probably need to keep a closer eye on them. But those, I mean, they look cool. I like the design because it definitely gives you that retro feel. With,
Oh yeah.
I don't know who created these though. I mean, I guess you could say that about almost every other shoe that comes out.
The '90s were a
but
different age, man.
I know.
That
I
was
like that retro look though.
Yeah.
The retro look will be cool. I mean, it's a cool idea. I wonder if they're, how far they're gonna take it, because I've already seen them redo a bunch of Tracy McGrady, his T-Mac line with Adidas.
Yeah. Yep.
I've seen those coming out too. And
Yeah.
we actually used to get those at like where was that? Like Marshalls in Burlington. Like the Tracy McGrady whatever's, the ones that weren't retooled would be coming out, and I get those off the shelf. I'm like, it's similar to this. I'm like, this is the weirdest shoe. I look at it like I would like the Jordan 14s or something like that. Like, yeah, 90s is before my time. Like that's when I mean late 90s. That's when I was born. I couldn't even start thinking probably till a couple years ago. So, I mean, it's a cool idea. I think it'll go over okay. I just wonder how the rest of people are gonna look at it with getting. Anytime you get that flashback to just everything that happened with Kobe and stuff like that, it doesn't always sit well with people. Just, you don't want people to start the same way, like with the Virgil Abloh stuff. I almost did an article about how like some smaller brands and stuff like that are actually controlling the resale market because they're not going to let it get out of control and let people profit off of his death. I'm talking about like some consignment stores and like different stuff like that are refusing to like price, I guess it would be price
gouge. Yeah,
just like affect the market, like let it just change so drastically. Whenever you're talking about, StockX, Goat, the bigger people like that, eBay, I don't know exactly what they would have to do to try and actively keep all that stuff off the market.
I don't know. I don't know if this shoe is gonna be specifically kind of what happened with Kobe's death. I don't think this shoe is gonna jump and resell like crazy.
Hopefully they just make a bunch of pairs too. If they want to.
I think hopefully
release it a few times. It doesn't have to be, because it's like more of a basketball shoe. It doesn't have to be like a one drop type thing.
Yeah,
like,
I think
you put it online, it sells out. Hey, let's make some more, and then put the listing back up.
Yeah, hopefully Adidas has the right mindset where they're just not profiting off that Kobe Bryant was started with Adidas, and now because they aren't locked down with Nike, that they have the ability to make these, and they're not just doing a money grab here. So
can you imagine, because I know that it was kind of a rough ending between Vanessa Bryant and Nike.
Yeah.
Like, she just goes to Adidas. She's like, Nike made me mad, so do you guys want to start putting some?
That would destroy the entire sneaker world basketball concept, because that's just be like, what?
Well, there's some more background story too to why Kobe went from Adidas to Nike. It was there was a lot of stuff going on in his life at that time. So it's kind of a fine line that you're walking.
I don't think Vanessa would ever do that.
No, I doubt that.
But moving on, Landon, what do we got next?
All right, so we got Billie Eilish gives the Nike Air Force 1 High a makeover. So after collaborating with Jordan Brand on the Air Jordan 1 Retro AJKO and the Air Jordan 15 sneakers, which both released this year, the singer has reportedly given the Nike Air Force 1 High a new look. Eilish's Nike Air Force 1 High will reportedly come in a mushroom colorway, which is equipped with 5 Velcro straps that adds layers of design and offers maximum security. So I guess, she has some of her branding on the shoes, but if you look at the photos, I mean, it's I guess more so it shows up on the packaging and on the Dubrays, and I guess underneath the sock line there's a customized message that says it's hard to stop once it starts. But so Billie Eilish, I mean, we've actually gotten one. We got one of the 2 releases in. We just got the Jordan 1 KO.
Yeah, we didn't get the 15s. No,
we didn't get the 15s, but I guess you can tell she goes with the KO model. She goes with the Jordan 15s, and now this funky look, retooled look to the Air Force. Because something about her is she said she loves footwear that other people hate. So I think that's why she chooses the unpopular shoes.
Yeah.
It's not the Air Force isn't unpopular, but she threw the Velcros
it's the high
on there.
though. It's not the low.
And it's a Velcro.
Right.
All these Velcros is not unless you're trying to be funky and do your own weird thing, like Sakai doing double heel bulk, double swooshes, or but that's like not her patented like Velcro type idea. So, I mean, it's an interesting look. I think the Velcros don't look that great, but that's the weird thing about her is like she's talked about she likes shoes that other people don't like. So maybe she like tries to put a shoe out there that maybe only certain people will want to wear, like her fans, and everyone else isn't gonna want to wear it.
Yeah.
No one's gonna want to resell it. No one's gonna want to do any of that stuff with it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, knowing that she is kind of targeting shoes that are less popular makes so much sense, because that kind of goes with her entire like brand or her image. She's very alternative, just, from the way she dressed, her music, everything about her is
Goes
like
against the grain.
Yeah, it's all about, that alternative kind of style. And looking at the shoe, yeah, I mean, bringing back Velcro on an Air Force One high. First of all, I don't think I've ever heard of an Air Force One high, collab and
Air Force One
2
high,
years
yeah,
now
Air Force
we've been doing
One
this.
high.
Like
Yeah,
not
you don't
even
get on the high. No.
nothing.
Because then
So
you start getting this. Sometimes you have like the strap that goes around the backside too. I forget what that one is, but like, I don't. What about the color scheme? You like the color scheme? It's like a mushroom. There's no release date for it yet, so it's all just like it's all just kind of like teased information.
right.
But
I mean, looking at the shoe, I mean, the colorway itself, it kind of reminds me of the same color that they used on the upper for the 15s. It's that same kind of
I
beige
guess,
color.
yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it. I think it's an interesting shoe. I personally just don't wear high sneakers, so I probably wouldn't get it personally.
You personally
but
just don't wear hype sneakers.
oh,
Hype
okay.
sneakers.
Well,
You wear Sketch.
call me
Skechers.
out. I haven't worn Skechers in a little bit.
I know.
but
I'm proud of you for that, but yeah, I know. I just think it's pretty interesting just how she
It's cool.
how she actively chooses to not do like the Air Jordan 1 high, like the Jordan 4, 3, 11, something like that could have a lot of
right.
like
It's
potential.
It is nice that Nike is allowing her to do that, because I would be personally nervous if
about something
you're like
not like doing good.
right. You're like committing to Billie Eilish, and you're like, hey Billie, we got these great silhouettes you can choose from. Any of them, the Jordan 1, super popular, Air Force One lows, those are really great. Oh, you want to do the 15? You want to put a horn on it? Oh, okay. What you want to do an Air Force One high?
Well, I think the one thing with that is, I mean, you control how many pairs you make, but like some collabs are just out there, and they're not always going to be like profitable from like a resale value. Like I know like the Kim Jones Air Max 95s, like those were cool, but like you can get those for retail or below right now. Like
Right.
I feel like it's very minor to like take a brand as big as Nike and be like, oh, I think they're kind of sweating this. But then at the same time, you could be like, Nike got this big because they sweat all the small stuff.
Right.
Or it's like, I don't know. I go back and forth with that all the time. It's like, you really think Nike's going to lose sleep if this Billie Eilish collab doesn't go well? But then at the same time, it's like, oh, it's our first one that didn't really go well. Now we got to.
Well, the thing is like, look, it probably, it takes a while to create these shoes. So there is some risk. So it's
True.
cool. It's cool that, Billie's kind of pushing back from the norm and actually giving an alternative vibe kind of sneaker for her fans. I think it's a pretty cool thing. I just personally, they never really resell that well from a reseller standpoint, which is
what she's going for,
which is kind of good. So overall, I think it's a cool collab. It's just not for me. But moving on, we got next is back into the news. Adidas is actually collaborating with another shoe company, Allbirds. So Adidas is collaborating with the Allbirds for an exclusive sneaker. So if you guys aren't familiar with Allbirds, they are also a shoe brand that provides a comfortable casual shoe that's made of like natural products like wool. So the two brands have come together and announced that Adidas and Allbirds Futurecraft footprint sneakers. So these sneakers are ultra low carbon performance shoes, and they're priced at about $120. And it looks like to me that they are super comfortable with Adidas's, or not Adidas, but Allbirds upper paired with Adidas's Futurecraft mid and outsole. So, personally, I think it's a pretty cool shoe design. If you're looking at the photos, it's kind of interesting to see like two shoe companies that are competitors in the same field actually come together and make a shoe. It's kind of a new concept. It kind of actually brings hope for like us actually seeing a Nike and Adidas shoe coming together.
You took my point.
I
was giving my first talking point.
Thoughts on, so I just want to bring this to you, thoughts on this shoe, as well as, thoughts on like footwear brands coming together on a shoe.
That was going to be my first talking point, because obviously the only poster person that you could ever think bridging that gap would be Kanye West. It's only
Oh
Kanye
yeah,
West
like a
between because
Yeezy
he's
Nike,
been with both.
right?
So it's like the only person I think that could bridge that gap would be Kanye West. Like I think he's out there enough that Nike would just be like, "Oh, this guy's crazy," and Adidas is like, "This guy's crazy. Just let him do it. We'll just do it one time." Could you even? Could you even
I don't.
imagine a powerhouse like Adidas and Nike coming together for some type of mixed shoe? What type of shoe could it be where it's
There's
going to be like, here's just something. Imagine the Air Force One midsole where it's got the Air Force One and then you got Ultra Boost on top, the Ultra Boost upper. Like where it's got that Ultra
yeah,
Boost
where it's like a
design
knit
caging. Or
upper.
just like what could it look like?
I don't know,
That
man.
would
It's just
Yes, Kanye
it's
Kanye
so
and
out of
Nike.
there.
It's crazy to think about. I mean, Jordan and Yeezy collab. I mean, you could just it would be so ridiculous. Then you get because you get all these brands like Cause and Nike, Sakai and Nike, Undefeated and Nike, and like all these different brands that'll like jump onto like an actual sneaker brand. But I wonder what that would look like. What could that look like?
Oh, I mean,
Because this is cool, right? Like, honestly, this is a really cool idea. But if you look at the shoe, you're gonna see this shoe and you're gonna be like, I wonder where they got that from. Just looks like it could have been from Target.
right.
Looks like it could have been
Yeah,
from.
if you didn't
It could
know,
have been
you would
from,
never know.
Yeah. It's not gonna be like, oh my gosh, like
Well,
that's
this is-
Off-White this, that's
right.
the Yeezy this. It looks like a very very simple model, which seems like
Well,
it's only $120, so
yeah.
it's not like they're going for anything like.
Well, Allbirds is kind of known for like being minimalist and not really showing their branding and stuff like that too. So that also helps. And they are coming out with their first model being all white, but they are adding other colorways probably later in the spring. But yeah, I know it's interesting because I read some, looking into this article, like, the Allbirds CEO was like, yo, it's kind of weird because it was like kind of making like a deal with the devil, kind of like we're enemies, and you're like, oh, let's just come together. It's like such
Enemies
a weird
Enemies
concept.
is a kind of a loose way to put Allbirds and Adidas. I think that
Well, they are,
Allbirds
but
in the
smaller,
grand scheme of everything.
smaller enemy.
But here's what you have to
Yeah.
look at, right? Allbirds honestly only has something to gain from this because everyone who knows about Adidas, I didn't know about Allbirds, and
True.
I'm very invested in
True.
shoes. So like I didn't know about Allbirds, so Allbirds can kind of tie their name to Adidas, kind of show what they provide. If it's like a split shoe, you said the upper is gonna be
I'm pretty sure the upper is made using Allbirds technology, while the outsole and the midsole are.
We got
Adidas.
another comment saying, imagine the Yeezy midsole, and then you put like a Jordan 4 or something on top of it.
Like a 350.
Yeah, dude, like the 350 midsole, because that's such a unique midsole
Oh,
too.
man,
That's what I was trying to
don't
think of, like
know.
unique
It's just
midsoles, like the Air Force One.
like
is
a
nice-
Jordan. Can you imagine a Jordan 1 high with a Yeezy midsole?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that. That's where you'd get the weird.
It
Because you
almost-
have to get the iconic
Honestly-
midsole is what matters. Like, or like even this, because
Yeah.
you got the spikes that come up from
Yeah.
it, and then it'd be a really interesting retool.
Well, honestly, thinking about that, if a Yeezy midsole on a Jordan 1 high, it's kind of like it kind of looks like one of Kanye West's like very first prototypes.
For which ones?
Like the Red Octobers and
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
It
yeah.
kind of looks kind of similar to that.
No,
but-
but back to this. Like, I feel like for at least from Allbirds' perspective, that it's only gonna gain them more exposure.
True.
Because like you put their upper on this Adidas shoe, and you get the Adidas shoe, you're like, oh, I know what Adidas is. Adidas is nice and nice and soft. But I like this wool upper actually. Let
Right.
me look into
It's
Allbirds a
breathable.
little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
more.
yeah.
Like
That's
and
true.
Like you said, you got the natural products and stuff like that. Some people are gonna like that. I'm sure some people probably won't. Like whenever you're dealing with wool and anything animal related openly and stuff like that, I feel like there's gonna be some animal rights activists.
Oh yeah, I know.
That are against that.
Yeah, I wonder if Albert's ever gotten some beef with like PETA or any of them, because I'm pretty sure they are using like wool. So
Yeah, well, that's what it says. So
I don't know, but it's natural. I mean, like you need to shave a sheep. So,
You need to shave a sheep. I
Yeah.
mean, that I can't argue that.
but
part,
I don't know how that works. But moving on, Landon, what we got next?
All right, so our next article is going to be Nocta teases the Drake's Nike Hot Step Air Terra. So October came and went, and the month's very own Aubrey Drake Graham failed to deliver the highly anticipated Nocta Nike Air Hot Step Air Terra,
Sheesh.
the Canadian superstar's first official signature sneaker. So, recently, however, the brand has teased a lineup of these silhouettes in all white, causing some speculation that the release date is near. So, the chunky Air Max unit utilizing midsole is going to be coupled with an aggressive tread pattern that is sure to make travel from any ends to a trail seamless. Partially perforated tumbled leather all across the upper follows a layered, evoking swoosh designed from the 1990s. And the Nocta logo is also going to appear on the tongue and sock liner, while the G-Tech branding appears on the spine. And the outsole technology can be found and traced all the way back to the 1999's Air Terra Humera. But, before I say anything else, what are your thoughts just on this shoe itself?
I mean, I scrolled by. I honestly almost missed the photo because it kind of looked like Fila's to me. Like, these things are little weird, little grandpa-y to me. I mean, they're completely white.
I think these are an acquired taste. That's exactly what I thought.
Chunky sneakers, personally, like when I was looking at articles, there was literally an article about like chunky sneakers. Like it was like market analysis, how like they're gaining value in 2027. It's gonna be like people are liking more
dads.
I'm like, man,
more dads needing.
I just don't like chunky sneakers. I don't care who's the collab. Like, to me, 700s are defined. Yeezy 700s are defined as a chunky sneaker. This is somewhat similar, kind of. Honestly, it's actually pretty similar to like a 700, at least in the way it kind of looks. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of chunky sneakers. The all white design with the midsole too, like grandpa vibes. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't know.
Let me expand a little bit more. So this is, like I said, it's like the Nocta is.
Right,
like
his brand.
That's his brand.
Right.
So what it stands for is it's like his partnership with Nike that stands for Nocturnal Creative Process, like always working, like creature of the night, working in the night and stuff like that. So he teased these in like the Laugh Now Cry Later music video, and it kind of like turned into a Nike commercial. So I'm sure people have seen this, like him wear this Nocta shoe, like he's been wearing it and stuff like that. It's not, he has his pairs, obviously.
Right.
So he also wore them like to perform at like a charity concert, like really recently on December 9th. So there was like a lot of speculation that like a shock drop was going to be coming, like it was ready to go.
Right.
It just never happened. So it's like people are still wondering why it hasn't been released yet. Some people are like trying to say it's like global shipping delays.
Oh, I
like
bet.
The creation process like just keeps pushing back, because I don't know why you would want to delay anything. I don't know why you'd want to delay anything. Like, obviously,
no,
if you
it
could
screws
get it
up
done, you just
so
put it up.
many things.
We've already heard about so many delays through retailers and shoes and stuff like that. So people are getting impatient about this, because it's been ever since his Certified Lover Boy album came out and he was doing like the music videos and stuff. Like this article, like these have been out there, and like just still haven't released. It looks like a golf shoe to me, like a really, really nice golf shoe. Like something you could wear to go golfing in.
I guess, with that outsole kind of being with that high tread, I could see it a little bit.
Like, I feel like Tiger Woods in these would look majestic. Tiger Woods in any golf shoe probably looks
What is
majestic.
in that drink? Are you serious?
No,
Tiger Woods?
I swear. I thought you were actually curious.
No.
And this drink is tangerine, mango, guava, and strawberry.
No,
But
I don't know about that. I don't see Tiger Woods wearing
this.
this.
Yeah, just getting the wheel spinning. And I think it's gonna be a really nice. It's a pretty nice shoe, and it's got Drake, it's got Aubrey Graham's name tied to it. Like, it's gonna do good.
Oh, resale wise, I don't know.
I don't know how many pairs you're gonna make. So that honestly,
it's gonna be limited. I don't know. It's not gonna be like any GR or anything. No.
Of course not.
But yeah, I don't know. It's cool. I'm just not feeling it. I'll probably go for him though. Definitely.
You're gonna go for him because I'm gonna make you go for him.
But I don't know. It's an interesting.
It's
model.
Like you said, it's kind of like a piggyback off of our Billie Eilish conversation. Like one of those, he could have maybe done something a little more. And his Drake, it's not like he's anti-hype.
Right.
This guy does the hype.
Well, Drake and Billie Eilish are completely two different. Like, Billie Eilish is known to be like alternative. Drake is
That's what I'm saying.
The main hype. Like, where's the Nocta Jordan 1s? Like, where's the, if you're going to kick it off with this is their very first collab, right? On a footwear?
I want to say so. I haven't looked
like, why are you going out with a bang?
Relatively new into this scene.
I don't know.
I could have done a little more research in the past 2 years or 3 years that we've been doing this. business, but I mean, it'll be interesting. It's not anything over the top, but it's okay.
No, but actually, I do have a fun fact. Apparently, Drake came out and bought the sample, the one of the Off-White Air Force Ones.
Oh,
there was only one.
He bought
one
the
of
only
one. The sample. Yeah, it's an all white with a gray swoosh with white stitching and with the air. Yeah.
I did. Virgil probably like wrote on it too.
Oh,
he
I don't
did that
know.
like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he would do that on a lot of pairs. He would just like.
So I
write
thought that
his
was a pretty
name.
cool touch. But
That was cool.
moving on, you'll never guess what the most Instagram sneaker is. Don't you read ahead on this. All right. So for us, sneakers are always popping up on our Instagram feed. But, I got to ask you, what style do you think dominates the social media the most? There's 5. There's 5 of them.
What style?
So,
like, are we talking model?
Model.
Air Force One.
Air Force One. Wrong.
Not even on the 5 list?
Oh, it's on the 5. But it's not number 1.
Okay, well, let me get top 5. Air Jordan 1. Top 5?
It's on top 5, yes.
Air Jordan 1's top 5?
Yes. You gotta give me rankings though. So what's number 1 to you?
Shoot, well, it's not Air Force One. That's where I was gonna go. So I'm gonna go. Number 1 is number 1 is Air Jordan 1. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
1 is Air Jordan 1. 2 is Air Force.
Okay.
3 is Yeezy 350.
Okay.
4 is Adidas Ultra Boost. Oof, I don't know if I like that answer. 5 is, we probably got to go back to Nike. If it's not Air Force, Air Max 1.
Air Max 1. Okay, so you were partially right. So actually, eBay came out with a list with the most iconic sneakers on Instagram. So number 1 is the Adidas Superstar.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, with
the Superstar.
Yeah, by far the best. Number 2 with 3 million posts was the Nike Air Force One. Number 3 with 2.8 million posts was the Adidas Ultra Boost.
That's 2 of 3 on the list.
Number 4 with 2 million posts was the Jordan 1.
3 of 4.
And number 5 was with 1.8 million posts is the Adidas Stan Smith shoes.
Dude, that's great. 3 of 5. That's a passing grade.
Yeah.
Just barely. And they're none of them are in the right order.
So I thought it was pretty interesting. Also, eBay also added onto the fact that TikTok is completely different, with number 1 being Nike Air Force Ones dominating, followed by Jordan 1s. So, Landon, what are your thoughts on 4 out of 5s, 4 out of the top 5 shoes being Adidas from Instagram?
I'm not, because I was trying to slip some Adidas ones in there. I would have expected Yeezys of some.
3 out of 5. My bad.
I guess, yeah, it'd be 3, but I guess I would have expected Yeezys to be on there in some fashion. I forget about the Superstar model. It's such a, like, my dad wears those too. Like, it's such a basic, like, the Superstar is kind of nice because it almost like doubles as like a fashion shoe too. Like, you can wear it with jeans, you could wear it with shorts, but I guess, yeah, I mean, we got over in the UK, he says that Adidas Superstars are like super popular. That's what we got in the chat. So, like, I guess this is Instagram, right? So it's just Instagram, not Instagram US.
Right. Yeah, no, it's the entire world, I think.
I'm not surprised because, like, Adidas does dominate a lot of other states.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even China.
Country,
like China, there's a lot of Yeezy stuff and a lot of – but I'm always thinking Yeezys because that would be interesting. We should see some more Superstar collabs for Adidas.
I think there are.
Kerwin Frost had one. No, there are.
But they're not hyped.
No, there's not much.
They're really not hyped. I wonder if they are in, like, different markets, so, like, UK. And
you get a lot of Superstar collabs whenever you're talking about, like – I don't know exactly the theme I'm going for, but like Monsters Inc., Mickey Mouse, like different like stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
Simpsons,
like movies types,
Simpsons,
like movies, like film categories, I guess, because like there's Scooby Doo, there's Monsters Inc., there's Mickey Mouse, there's like all these like random just Superstar like themed. I don't even know if it's collabs. I think it's themed,
like brands,
like just themed. Like these brands like just kind of get it tossed on there. So I'm not super surprised. I knew the Air Force One. The Air Force One had to be on there. I was reaching with the Air Max 1. I was running out. But I would have thought maybe NMDs. I figured Ultra Boosts are on there, but I mean, Superstars. It's a super popular model. It's cheap too. Like whenever you want to talk about, like, I guess your most popular shoe you would expect to be kind of readily available because for Instagram it's like a photo center place. So like if you can't get like an Adidas Superstar shoe to document that you're wearing it, like how would it be the most posted about?
Right.
Like obviously it wouldn't be any like Off-White type of something
No,
because it's like a hard shoe to get.
Yeah. There's
It'd
only
be
like
a very popular,
generic,
just basic and affordable shoe. I feel
yeah.
like.
So yeah, I thought that was just a pretty cool article. I just wanted to throw it in there and see if you guys, any of you guys that are
I
on
would've
chat,
that's-
what you would have thought,
I
or
would have
even want to
never
bet that.
thought about like
Yeah.
that lineup.
Yeah.
The Stan Smith too. The Stan Smith is
It's so close to a superstar. It's just like
that was the fifth
yeah.
one, 1.8
Yeah.
million. I would have loved to see what like just barely didn't make the list.
yeah, like the runner
because
ups.
there's got to be like some 1.7 million, some 1.6, like just like right there.
Well,
Not
I
quite
think it's
there. That's
also
so many posts.
I think it's also interesting that TikTok is completely different with the Air Force Ones being number 1 and then the Jordan ones being number 2. So
so like
I
the
wonder
2 and the 4 from the list just become 1 and 2.
right. I wonder if like Nike's, because TikTok is kind of like the
TikTok's
younger
like-
generation.
With TikTok, you got a small amount of time to grab their attention. So like, if I see a superstar, I'm swiping. It's like, a superstar? What are you talking about? Who cares about that? But like, whenever you're talking about, oh, look at this new Air Force, look at this, or like Air Forces, I'm not surprised because what was like a huge trend on TikTok,
Yeah.
or maybe it's ongoing, is like hydro dipping your shoes.
Oh,
your
yeah.
Air Forces, or
Yeah.
like customizing or spray painting or something like that. So that's got to be where a lot of that Air Force One traction comes from.
Speaking of trends, side note, have you seen what's going on with the lives recently with the eggs? Have you seen those live streams?
Where in the world is this going?
You haven't seen those?
I've not.
Oh man, you scroll through our feed, man. There's live streams of people opening up eggs very gently to like only take off the egg part, but then keep everything else intact. I've seen it like it's almost like you remember the weird like when foreign people where they just have like a bat like
Is this a
bowl
side?
of worms.
Is this just a side thing? Like you just?
Yeah, it was like
okay,
speaking of
okay,
TikTok.
Okay, yeah. No, I haven't seen.
You haven't
It's
seen
on
that?
people's lives because I don't really.
Yeah,
watch
if you
lives
scroll
that
if you
much.
scroll through and when it pops up on your feed, it's a
like
live stream.
someone's live pops on.
I'll
your
show you.
screen.
I'll show you the next egg post. I just wanted to put that in there. If anyone else is getting it, or it's just our
that's-
feed, our algorithm's just throwing off because
So,
of these eggs
No,
things.
that doesn't. I actually haven't seen, and we operate under the same shoeware TikTok. So
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I would have seen that. Maybe I see the egg and I just scroll on it too.
I don't know.
mean.
Yeah, maybe. But Landon, wrap it up. What do we got left?
All right, final article. We've got Air Jordans are getting more expensive in 2022. So, Jordan Brand revealed its Spring 2022 collection over the weekend, giving us all a better look at what to expect for next year. And in addition to some exciting releases, it was also revealed that the Jordan Brand will be raising the prices for most of its retros, meaning, some models, including 2 colorways for the Air Jordan 3 and 4, will now cost $210 at retails. Other models have been reportedly bumped up to $200, and then the Air Jordan 1 is going to actually stay put at the $170. So, I mean, this has people feeling all types of ways, as you could imagine. So, I mean, just to tease like a few colorway names that are going to be coming out, though, you're going to have the Air Jordan 3 Cardinal Red, you got the Air Jordan 1 High Marina Blue, and then even like a Phil Jackson inspired, who's like an NBA coach, a Phil Jackson inspired Air Jordan 4 release. So, but back to the like whole purpose of the article, shoes getting more expensive. Some people are saying it was inevitable. Like, in general, things are going to go up in cost over time. Like, what is it that I don't know how many times we'll be working at the gas station. I remember whenever this stick of gum cost 12 cents.
Yeah, 35
Now it's
cents
like-
now for this?
Oh, yeah. So it's like everything is going to, in general, get more expensive. You obviously have inflation at play. You're going to have the pandemic. We don't know how much that's affecting everything. But basically everything could affect everything. So it's tough to, like, figure out what the clear reason why now. Why this year? Why not last year? Why not
Right.
next year?
Right.
So that's one thing. But what do you think about these shoes getting more expensive in 2022?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I do think it was the whole pandemic and also, with...
Chalking it to the pandemic.
yeah, definitely it
for
was
prices getting higher.
that, and on top of
Inflation.
that, with inflation rates going up how they are
What were
right
you
now.
telling me the other day?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like, what?
It's like, I think... So, I'm pretty
up like
sure
300%?
the average inflation rate is like around like 3% usually year over year. So usually I think jobs will give you a 3% raise to counteract that.
Yeah, I know that.
I think that the national average right now is like around 6%, 5 or 6%, which is like, yeah, I mean, if it's 3% and it's 6%, that's a 200% increase. I know that, like, I think there's some, results going out there. Gas is up 58% from last year. Like, it's like crazy numbers. So I
They kept
mean,
170 on the Jordan 1 high though. They did.
Yeah,
They
but
kept 170
I
on the
think
Jordan 1
I
high.
think people would lose their minds if they went up to 175 even.
Drop them all at 200 like the Gore-Tex.
Well, here's the
That'd be
thing.
going.
Oh yeah, no, I could definitely see that. I bet you they were probably thinking about it. They didn't want to. That would have ruined everything.
They probably did this Gore-Tex release at the end of the year saying, "Oh, what do people think about this $200?" Like, nah, we're leaving that alone.
Yeah.
We're leaving
So
that alone.
what's sad to me though is when prices go up, they rarely ever go down. So, I mean, the only time I could think that a shoe ever went down was from Adidas, and it was like the Yeezy 700s or the 500s. They went from 240 to 200. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
And that was, everyone was like, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, oh my God, like these shoes were, there was no resale to them. No one wanted them. And then they dropped them down to 200. Now there's a little margin for people. Everyone kind of wants them now again.
The sad thing is like, prices are going up. So, oh gosh, finally resellers are done.
No.
There's no more resale. It's going to kill them. Prices go up. Resale prices go up with it. So like the sad thing is the expensive stuff gets more expensive.
Yeah.
It gets expensiver.
Yeah.
It's going to get more expensive. It's not going to be like, oh good, thank goodness these are going to $200 now. So I'm going to get it for the same price, but at least the resellers aren't making as much money. No, it's probably going to sell for a little bit more. It's going to cost a little bit more.
Depends.
For the most part, it all just kind of like, it all depends on the colorway. It all depends on the colorway for everything.
So like,
it really doesn't even matter.
Right. I mean, price does matter. For instance, we got the Swarovskis in. Those are retail at like $450. We get them for like $520 or $500. We were able to sell them for like $550. So there is, people will be like, okay,
for 500 flat
or 500 flat. So yeah, we
made like $8.
We made $8 off of a $500 shoe. So there is definitely a point where the margins in between resale and retail are gonna thin out, but also like demand is demand, supply is supply. Like the only way to really kill resale is to
make it
just
available for everyone. You got to mass produce it.
Just mass produce it, and then if everyone has it, no one's gonna want to pay more for it. But I don't think Nike's going to do that. It's not a part of their agenda. But raising prices, I'm sure they're always a fan of, because
so crazy.
I doubt it's going to be. I don't think it's going to cost any more to make. A little bit, maybe on shipping, but we'll see.
Bro, I just hope we get big enough one day to where you can look at it. Like, if you really break it down and think about it, right? You just maybe throwing like $5 to $10 higher. I don't think they went 5 on anything. I think it was pretty much like the 200s went to 210, the 190s went to 200. Like that's pretty much like was their shift. It was like a $10 increase for whatever the models were at the previous year. Imagine how much money they're going to make just by doing that and selling the same number of shoes.
Well, if nothing went up on their costs, I mean, who knows if, because I mean, right now shipping.
What are they going to change?
Well, do you know shipping? So shipping, obviously they make them in like, overseas, like China and like Vietnam. So they ship them in shipping containers, right? So I think shipping containers, don't quote me on this, but I think a shipping container to ship it over, or like the shipping container cost was like $10,000. Now it's like $40,000 for the exact same shipping container.
Anyone who knows anything about shipping containers is either going to agree with you or come for you in the comments. So like, imagine it's not even close. Well, imagine you're just like not even close.
So if anything, if those numbers are off, my bad. But that there is I know for a fact there was an increase in shipping containers costs and shipping. So
you think they're just going to end up just making the same amount? You think they factored that all in?
Yeah, I think Nike's like, hey, we're happy with this amount of margin. Like, we're happy with this amount of margin. This is what we operate at. Costs have been increasing. We're gonna increase costs. And I'm sure they've increased their margin by a little bit, because why not? Like, you're gonna round it up, or like, oh, okay, we like to make, let's say 30%. Okay, well, if we raise it by $5, we'll cover all our costs and still make 30. But like, $5, let's just raise it another $5. Let's make all of them $10 and make that margin. Right. I bet you it includes everything, but no, I think it's literally just because, personally, it's what we went through in 2020. Inflation.
Well, I just think people don't want to see these Nike prices start to creep up to that Yeezy where it's like,
they've been
to where they're going standard like 220s, 240s and stuff like that. Like, I mean, you got Yeezy boots going for 400 and 300 for retail. Like those knit basketball shoes were going for $3, right? Those were going for $3, retail. And then the knit the knit boot whatever thing it was going for like five.
Oh,
or
the foam
four.
runner. Yeah.
It's like $400 or $500
Yeah, it was like,
at retail.
I think
so it's
400.
like, I mean, you don't. Nike doesn't really have it. It's weird to me because Adidas does do that like stuff with Kanye because it's so limited. But Nike doesn't have that shoe that they'll put out there that's like really, really. The Adapt basketball. I don't know what those go for, but that's like a basketball shoe. So I'm not even going to factor that.
Adapts are like completely different
Yeah,
though.
but,
They
like,
have so much technology
they
and
have
stuff
a lot
like
of
that's
technology and
justified.
stuff like that. So, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like they don't. I kind of want. Oh, actually, I guess that's not true. So they got that like that really funky looking like ISPA whatever.
Oh,
it
the
is,
runner
that retails
thing.
for like 450.
Yeah,
They just
yeah,
came out
yeah.
the other day. But that's like not hype. You know, no one's really gonna go for that shoe.
No,
It's okay.
that's the limit. I don't think anyone's gonna pay
I'd be
$500
curious
for
to
a
see
shoe
what, to
when
like
it's
go
like
back.
that.
I haven't done it and like see what those are going for now. You imagine that shoe's like going for like 180, but like there's people getting it on drop day for 450. People are buying it. Someone's buying it. You don't put a shoe out and not
Someone's
have
gonna
it
put the
bought.
risk. Yeah.
No, not even a risk. Someone's like, oh, I can get this shoe for 450. Sweet, I'm gonna get it for retail. Whenever you could get it for 200.
Oh.
I wonder how much it comes down if it's not like resellable. Cause like even the Air Jordan 13 like Singles Day that we just got in or that like released like a month ago or whenever it was. That shoe was like $200, and now you can get it in some sizes for like 130, 140.
Yeah.
Like that just blows my mind. Like,
Yeah.
like imagine you get this shoe from like a non-returnable place. Like, oh, if I would have just waited a week instead of paying $214, I could have paid 130.
Well, I mean, that's the reseller risk
That's the
that
risk.
you're going for.
That's the risk that people don't understand. It's like for all the money you make, you had to sell a shoe $40 under or
Yeah.
$30 under. We dealt with that a million times.
Yeah, it's. I mean, hey, that's the market. That's the secondary market. It's the Wild West. I mean, if people aren't gonna pay, the price is gonna drop.
It's like
Simple
Wall
as that.
Street
But
almost. It's like just the fluctuation.
it will always blow my mind that a shoe that sells out then just drops to nothing. Like it's so weird.
Can't get it anywhere.
And then
Can't get it anywhere where
it's
you're just gonna sell it.
such a
sell
weird
it right at
such
the
a
price.
weird thing. Like
It's definitely a new.
like that shoe is out. It will never come out again. It won't release for another 5 to 10 years. But let's just lose money on it because why not? Like it's just like what?
I don't
But-
know what they're getting it for, but we aren't getting it for that.
No, I don't know how they're. Hopefully they are profiting because if they're profiting at that price, I mean,
Whatever,
they're
good for them.
go for them because
Someone found out a way to
I hope-
create the best fake
I hope
shoes
so,
of all time.
because if
Because-
they're not, man, they're in a dark
Which
place
one-
if
yeah,
they're
it's like-
losing
it's like,
70.
oh, I just want to lose money so bad.
That's
I can't wait to buy this
I don't
shoe for
know.
200 and sell it for 180. What like it just doesn't make
Yeah,
any sense
but-
at all. But that's actually going to wrap up this episode for Laced Up number 6. Thank you guys for taking some time to watch. But until next episode, peace.